Welcome, Facebook Live, all you fine folks out there today. So, I am deep in the blue bubble of a very red state here on Boise City Hall. We are here on the steps, Boise City. Now, tomorrow is election day. Yes, a lot of you are very much aware. You're also aware that you didn't do near enough research in order to justify showing up, cast your vote. And there's a lot of guides out there right now. Fortunately, most of the guides I've seen are the ones that you read to see who not to vote for simply because of who they endorse. Way too many of those. But tomorrow is a big election. And although a lot of you don't understand why, this is local because it's politics. All politics are local, folks. This is City Hall. These are school board seats that we are talking about. Now, what does that mean to you? What does that mean with regards to, I don't know, Idaho, Boise? Okay. Let's talk schools for a moment. Idaho is one of the states with the lowest per student spending in the United States. Literally, 1/3 of our K through 12 budget is federally administered funds. Okay, keep that in mind. The United States Department of Education pays for 1/3, yes, 1/3 of our K through 12 education. All that money comes with strings, lots and lots of strings. So people can show up and protest school boards all they want. Doesn't change the curriculum because that curriculum stays because federal funds have strings attached. Just the truth, folks. Until you actually vote to get rid of the federal Department of Education, there's very little school boards are actually going to be able to achieve besides making assholes of themselves. Yeah. Now, that said, there are still going to be people sitting on those school boards tomorrow or after tomorrow, because the election won't be completed until the evening, that you aren't going to like seeing there. This just happens to be a very basic truth. How to solve that problem. Okay. Now, the thing is, if you don't have children in school, tomorrow is really the last chance you have to make any influence happen on this. But at the same time, if you don't have children in school, you really don't have a dog in this fight, do you? No skin in the game. Other than the fact, I don't know, this represents the children in your community and whether or not you're willing to help pay for them. Not that it matters. Like I said, 1/3 of our budget, federal strings come attached. The other 2/3, well, that's allocated by our legislators. And truth is, they've been working on that school budget for the last 10 years. They still haven't been able to come up with a compromise and a way to adjust it where somebody's willing to accept losses. Because every time you change the school budget, yeah, there's going to be new winners, there's going to be new losers. Because the demographics and the calculations change. Now, if you are a parent, yes, you libertarian parents out there, Idaho is literally one of the easiest states to homeschool in. It is one of the easiest states to pull your child out of school and do your own homeschool on school education process. Now, I don't say this lightly because let's face it, some of you parents out there aren't qualified to teach your kids 2 + 2 = 4. But you got friends who are. So keep that in mind. Okay. Idaho allocates approximately $8,000 per student. We pay teachers $52,000 a year here on average. So you pull 6 students out of school, the state can't pay a teacher. Yeah. You pull 6 students out of school, the state can't pay a teacher. So, yes, it is possible to boycott the school districts. Go on strike. Pull your kids out. Homeschool them. Educate them. Make the school districts earn their money again. Make them earn your trust to teach your children again. Now, honestly, this isn't just for the libertarian parents out there. This is for all you folks, because let's face it, come tomorrow, there will be some hard right lunatics sitting on school boards. There will be some hard left lunatics sitting on school boards. There will be people sitting on school boards that you don't want controlling your children's education. Do not be afraid to pull your children out of school. Do not be afraid to homeschool, unschool, or do whatever is necessary to show your dissatisfaction with what the school board's been doing with your money. Yes, I'm calling for a school strike. Right? Right? Yes. Okay. Now, that aside, one of the reasons why the state of Idaho had such a large surplus last year was because, oh yes, 2020, kids weren't in school. Those schools didn't get paid because the students weren't in school. So they're actually working with a deficit this year, which is one of the reasons why they insisted your children attend school. They needed butts in seats in order to get paid. They needed butts in seats in order to pay teachers. They needed butts in seats in order to pay administrators. I sense a theme here, folks. I sense a theme. Again, for every 7 students that are pulled out, they can't pay a teacher. There's an awful lot of jobs in the school district that will not go away simply because there's no longer a teacher getting paid. At some point, they will no longer be able to pay teachers, and all they will have left is administrators on the payroll. At which point, yeah, they can't teach kids. Anyway, see where I'm going with this, folks. Tomorrow's vote is not the end of the road for education reform in the state of Idaho. Literally the day after the election, you can make a statement. Get with your local homeschoolers, figure out how. Meantime, family, friends, community, as long as you got those 3, you can make anything happen. This is your Region 2 Libertarian Chair signing off. Love you guys.